Hello everyone, welcome to Bronze, and we're already in the thick of the action here tonight. Then we're about 2 minutes into this qualifying session. It is round 9 of the World Championship, and we're here at the picturesque Spielberg circuit, or the Red Bull Ring, or the A1 Ring, or the Österreich Ring, depending on your era of Formula 1. But it is still the Austrian Grand Prix, and it is TK who is starting us off here tonight in what we have got as a sprint format here again. Then, of course, we had an incredible race last night. I must say that we've had a lot of incidents, haven't we, here in Austria? I remember someone from Gold mentioned that they were a bit concerned about Austria because of how this circuit very much produces incidents and drama, and well, we love incidents and dramas, don't we? But I don't think all the drivers do. But the sprint format then is again upon us. 12 laps for the sprint, and then 35 or 36 laps for the Austrian Grand Prix itself. And this is, of course, round 9. We're almost at half distance in this World Championship from gold, silver, and bronze. Of course, Formula 2 is following us as well this week, and of course, Formula 2 is on tomorrow night. Then we're just watching TK. So same format as silver and gold. Then it is a 18-minute qualifying session to determine the grid for the sprint race, and the sprint race will determine the grid for the Grand Prix itself. If you get the cut of my jib, then, and away we go then. And TK is fast. It's at 2/10 of a second in front of the Ferrari. Of course, the beautiful special livery Ferrari as well, which of course I think is in homage to the Le Mans winning Ferrari, wasn't it, of this season? Good stuff indeed. Then Kiki was fast then, but then it was Brooksy, and now it's Dr. Trupox, who is now quicker than anyone on a 4.6. Then we have had rain. We've had rain in all the races so far, haven't we? Now, of course, gold was an absolute. Well, I gotta say, gold was a washout, really, wasn't it? Goodness gracious me, absolute horrific conditions in gold. But of course, it did finally dry up. Whilst silver, we had beautiful sunny skies right up to the very end of the race there. And one of the most interesting races as well towards the end, because it's even though it rained, there was a split of strategies there, where some was on the dry tyres, some was on the intermediate tyres there. Dylan there once again flying out to pick up another victory as well. Farf did go on the podium then, but I think he's been given a penalty for his misdemeanor, which I must say he absolutely punted. I can't remember which draw he punted off now, but goodness me, it was certainly very robust indeed, wasn't it, from our pool. Dr. Truebox then is fast and there. Of course, he hadn't got to half distance in this qualifying session yet. Just watching Moomin, who is becoming a fixture in bronze at the moment. There he is in for Dynamo Dan, who is not racing here this week. So Moomin, who is becoming a regular in ALR bronze, which is absolutely delightful to see, isn't it? Indeed. Then, and what I haven't done yet is read out your comments. And I don't know how Moomin stayed in play there, and I have no idea how he kept the car going in a forward motion, but he did both those things tremendously well. Unfortunately, New Potato hasn't done one of those things, and that is keep the car in play. Then track limits around here is brutal. Then of course it was very brutal in real life here as well in Formula 1, wasn't it? So I expect it to be just as brutal again here then. So the aim of the game is, or half the battle here tonight will be, to stay in track limits, to stay in play. If you stay in play, get less penalties, you potentially can elevate yourself up the order. That is the name of the game then here in Austria, as long as keeping out of trouble as well, which some drivers tried, some drivers didn't. A bit of a shambles end to gold, wasn't it, on Sunday? There was action, drama, and a lot of interesting stuff, but what has happened, unfortunately, in gold, then, that Vesely is no longer a part of the Ferrari setup. Then, after the events from Austria, then of course, as I think, I'm not sure if it was ever proven, but it looked a very suspicious safety car. Of course, delivery crash and caused the safety car to be honest, frowned upon, to be fair. But Vesey no longer a part of the gold grid and no longer a part of ALR, unfortunately. And Vesey making his 45th Grand Prix start on Sunday, well, that's a bit of a shame to the man who was in the first ever ALR race. So that is a bit of blow indeed. And the Ferrari seat has already been filled. Will go, and it is Toy Coyne who will be driving the second Ferrari. Of course, a very good peddler in the Formula 2, which you'll see Toy Coyne in action tomorrow. But you'll also see him in action on Sunday as well. New Potato's third attempt here. This time he keeps it in play, and he's got fifth fast zone. He is a championship leader at the moment in bronze. We'll go through that in just a jiffy. I'm sure that someone, whilst I was waffling on, someone did put a time on the board. I think it was Sickers Mug who's in 10th at the moment in the Aston Martin. Slayer has gone up to 7th. Dr. True Potts has set another quick lap then to extend his advantage. Of course, this is to set up the grid for the sprint race. But of course, whoever gets faster in this qualifying session also gets pole position as well. Of course, stats is the most important thing to me. Oh, and Swan Shanks, unfortunately, has invalidated his time there, so I'm going to stick with Styles for the moment in the McLaren Mercedes. Having a couple of tough races there, and that Ferrari there, I thought was staying in the way there, there, but Styles hopefully didn't get too dramatically impeded, or certainly, how has he stayed in play there? That's beyond me. TK's got up into second fast, and then yellow flags out there, usually in qualifying as drivers getting off the racing line, but we'll keep it on that then. Over the brow of the hill then for Stars, and flicks it into 9, flicks it into 10, and what is again then, it's just about keeping it in play then, and Stars is in front of his teammate Smith Almighty by 0.4 of a second there. A lot of action so far then. Marvsky has stayed out at the moment. Marvin, goodness me, I've been watching Finding Nemo. Slayer currently in 8th position now. I remember a driver, who was it? I can't remember who it was last night, but someone in silver was saying of how difficult it was to navigate turn 1 because the sun was directly in their view. As Jay Higgs there has gone off, and he would have lost time anyway because that was a rough ride over that curve. Brooksy, a 10th for a second up in the first split time. Of course, there's only one car. Oh no! And unfortunately, that is it then for that lap there. He gave the wall a glance and blow, Brooksy did, but he's got himself back going then as he goes over the sausage curve then. TK back into the lane now. So hopefully we've got a bit of law and procedure. I say hopefully. 1800 of a second up. Slayer is very much at the peak of his powers in that Mercedes, isn't he? Very much matching stride for stride, then going over the brow of the hill again then. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. I am not ignoring you, I swear. I will get to you and just a jiffy now. Slayer at the final turn. And Slayer goes full fast. That's a great final sector there. Slayer matched his first 2 sectors, but the final sector found almost a quarter of a second. Magnificent stuff indeed there for Slayer. Really good stuff there. Kaz out on circuit. This is the first time he's racing this season in ALR, so good luck to Kaz. Of course, he might be a bit rusty, might need Kaz's. Then, of course, my favourite memory of Kaz was certainly the Miami Grand Prix of yesteryear, the first ever Miami Grand Prix of bronze. And should have and could have got a podium that day, didn't he? But I think he was very intrigued on getting a higher position than that. TK, evening, good evening to you, TK. Evening, everybody. Evening to Sean. Again, hope you're well, mate. I'm very good, sir. I hope you're good indeed. I'd like to say a big shout out to #ALR for giving me opportunity to race up. Much love, guys. Now, Brooksy, Nosey, let's go bronze. Kaz is about to start his lap then. We got movement. Nosey, lad, how you doing? 68 days off work, 68 days off work, 3 days off. Can't wait to race. Love ALR. Great. I'm feeling the love tonight. Fantastic stuff indeed. That I'm going to have Elton John stuck in my head now, ain't I? But of course, who doesn't love a bit of Elton John, eh? Can't say going out of turn at 3. We got can't see the stream on my YouTube. Laptop needs shooting. I can see the chat though. Oh dear. But Serious Russia, you know, good evening to you, Serious Russia. Hello, good luck to all drivers. I will need help if I can get it. Kaz is back. Oh gosh, help us, and good luck everyone from Slayer, Serious Mushroom. Serious Russian sun tonight then. Lucky sun then, of course, no rain then. I must say that I'm not sure if I believe that forecast or not. Not to say that Serious Mushroom is wrong. Far from it. I'm more concerned that the game is probably wrong there. However, that's like real life, and so really if the forecast is wrong on the game, then, you know, so be it. Like I'm still waiting for that rain from Hungary in 2020. Kaz coming across the line, slows to the car so far, but Kaz has only just stepped into the car tonight there, so he's going to be a bit behind the 8 ball, isn't he? Swanshank's invalidated again, unfortunately. He's going to have another bite of the cherry. So is Nuke as well. Down in 6th position from the championship leader. Where is Vessier? Vessier only down in 8th position as well. Those two have been the cream of the crop in the championship for bronze this season. And bronze, as Duncan Davis left the session there. I hope everything's okay with Duncan Davis. We need to get back in the session. Moving on a lap now then. He accelerates out of turn 3 then for moving in the second DRS zone there. Can't figure out how to record my PlayStation 5 lap out loud. Double press the top left button then. Camera Hojo, good luck to bronze at full throttle starts then. There's a camera saying, hey, oh man. Hey, young sir. Serious Russian level 70 there. Tango said it short. The sun into turn 1. Thank you very much, Serious Russian. I'm glad that someone's paying attention because I'm not. But, I pick up snippets of information, but then it just kind of like just goes in one ear out the other. Yellow flag there, but I think that's for the Mercedes and cars coming back into the garage. Look at that, then you heard Moomin playing the throttle there over the far, and look at that, that's a great time for Moomin, right up into the heart of the top 10, 6 to be precise there, brilliant stuff indeed there. New Potato flicking it in to turn 7, I believe that is, or 6. 2/10 of a second left then for New Potato. It's so quick around here, it is so short this circuit as well. Minute gains on your performance, on your time, and you would jump up several positions there. And at the moment, New Potato Styles there has just proven that. 7/10 of a second, he's into 7th position, and Styles is great stuff indeed there. New Potato has got up into 5th fast there. A whisker, exactly the same time, to a 1,000th of a second then from Slayer. That is how close it is here tonight. Really good stuff indeed then. Moomin there just coming into the pits, and Styles will be very happy with that. And what about Swanshank? Has he got the top? No, he's back into the garage there, unfortunately. 4 3/4 minutes to go in this qualifying session there, as we got a bit of lull here tonight then. Good thing about the rain is your eyesight isn't blocked by the sun into turn 1. Laugh out loud from Knowlesy then. I'm glad that other people are talking about these sun, because I only heard one driver talk about it last night there, which was Tango. Thank you very much, Mushroom. It was Tango, wasn't it? But I did hear any other drivers talk about the sun there. But yeah, we've gone from one extreme to another here, haven't we? Here in the picturesque Spielberg. But there's a reason why this circuit is so beautiful and green, because of whoops, oh gosh, as I've just dropped my laptop. Oh dear. Right, but there's a reason why it's so green around here, because of the lot of rain they have here. Smooth and Mighty just trying to get some tyre temperature going on. Serious Mushroom has retired from the session now. We're going to watch Slayer first, as he's going to be the first driver to set a time in this final session. And this is one of my weakest circuits, Vest here, saying just the spray instead. Not with my spray, mud guards on, laugh out loud. Nosey is saying, and of course Nosey has obviously been testing the rain guards then, which Formula 1 are trying to do to reduce the spray, which I think is a very good idea. I must admit, it may look a bit silly, but there's one thing that really annoys me about Formula 1 at the moment, and that is the lack of racing in the wet. Then I do understand it's of course meant to, it's all about safety and things like that then, but I think the one thing that is for certain is they got to somehow reduce the spray and improve the visibility, and improve those wet tyres of the Pirelli as well somehow. Because I think the wet tyre of the Pirelli is pretty bad, really, isn't it? It's Slayer 10 for a second up in the second split time. That is in the ballpark of maybe getting in front of Brooksy in 3rd position. Well, that Mercedes is looking a bit grubby there, isn't it? Is Slayer. So, oh, how is he? I thought that was off, Ben. That is incredible accuracy from Slayer out of turn 10 across the line, and He only improves by 2600 a second. I'm wondering if he spooked himself there on the exit and lost a lot of time then. But Slayer only stays in full fastest there. There's more time, I think, in the bank here for Slayer. If he can get those final two corners nailed on, I reckon he could be in third position at the very least then. While certainly he can be. Well, Slayer's actually backed out of this one. That's in. He's gone right off the circuit there. So so he just wasn't getting anyone's way. Duncan Dave out on circuit. Then he's back in the session. Good stuff indeed. That Vintage out of the final turn and the most experienced driver in a bronze racing car. He is currently 14th there for Slayer. And Smithy Almighty flicking it into turn number 9 and then into turn 10. Out of it as well. There's Stars in front of him. Then Steiner's up there. And Smithy completes his lap. 11th position now for Smithy Almighty. So we're just on the outside of the top 10 then. I think TK has just started us up then. We've also got one of the Ferrari starting their lap as well. I think that Williams has actually finished that lap, wouldn't they? Vestier's in the pits then, so he's leaving it to the very last moment here before coming out on circuit. And here is the here is Duncan Dave down in 17th position and flicks up to 14th there. Good stuff indeed there. What about the Aston Martin of Swanshanks there? Swanshanks has got a lap together, and that's what he can do. Swanshanks in the last two Grand Prix, since returning from his eye injury, he has been absolutely magnificent, hasn't he? And once again, showing that pace. He hasn't got any points on the board yet, but I can guarantee it that I'm sure he will. Well, I'm not sure. Actually, no, maybe not. I don't want to give the commentators first then. Marski's invalidated this time here, so Marski is going to have to go around again. Sickles starting his lap. Who's that in the background? That was one of the Alpine machines, I think it was. It was Dr. Troopshead starting his lap. Into the pits comes the Mercedes. We got Mercedes then, who is just finishing their lap. We got a Ferrari out there as well. I can't see on the Ferraris. I'm getting here it comes that New Potato starting us up then. Last chance then for New Potato. Then what about Kaz as well? Also starting us up. There's a Red Bull in the background. There's a yellow flag out there still, and I can't see how many. There's 13 seconds left, and there's the Williams has crossed the line as well. Who is that that's crossed the line? TK has crossed the line. That's it then. TK is going to be the last man now it's going to be the last man to set a time then. So we've got a Ferrari of Jay Higgs, and checker flag has fallen then. Jay Higgs has found 2/10 of a second on this lap, and he goes full fast, so he's on the second row of the grid. Well done indeed then. TK has found, Kiki's found some time, and he's second there. Kiki is good stuff indeed there. Swanshanks is just bailed out of it, so I'm looking for Sick as Muck, and here he is then. Sick as Muck then almost out of control as he comes across the line, and Sick as Muck stays in 13th position there. Dr. Troops is on pole position, and he has improved, and he has lowered the bar here, and the Dr. Troops is currently fastest at the moment there. TK has had a pole in second sector there, hasn't he? New Potato is out into fourth and sharing the second row with TK. Then we got what about Vestier? Vestier found in just 200. He's invalidated. Vestier's right down in 11th position then. And that is done and dusted. TK had a nightmare second sector then, but you've had a very good final sector. But Dr. Two Potts is on pole position for the Austrian Grand Prix here. That is Dr. True Potts' fourth pole position of the season, and his third pole position in a row. My goodness me, it's a hat-trick for him, a hat-trick for Alpine, and high fives all around. I am definitely sure of that one. Brilliant stuff indeed for Dr. True Potts. He is becoming a master of his own craft in qualifying, isn't he? And fourth pole position in 9 qualifying attempts. He is very much a qualifying specialist then in bronze at the moment. Great stuff indeed there for Dr. True Potts then. And he is on pole position. Slayer saying ALR is the only league where I'll go back and watch the races after, and other divisions. So, appreciate that, Slayer. I'm very much humbled by that. I love it. To give up your spare time to watch us is fantastic. Don't mention the 2020 Hungarian rain. Knowles, you're saying is I think Knowles is just as sore as me on that one. Yes, because I think it wasn't a very good race, was it? We was all. I think it was interesting at the start, but then after that, it kind of. Just kind of petered out, didn't it? 2021 was much better because I think the rain did arrive. I think the rain did arrive, didn't it, in the beginning? And of course, it was a famous day for Ocon as well. Of course, he got a Grand Prix win there, didn't he? I go back and watch you spin, Jake. Not gonna lie, thanks, brother. No mushroom, no sub mushroom quality tactics again. My eyes, getting a new wheel next week. Not sure if I'll use it though. Then fastest sector 1 and 2 on my lap. Then purple, purple in both. Good stuff indeed, brother. Watch this Tactar. Here comes the sun, little Shawnee. Here comes the sun. I was going to break out in song, but I thought I'd better not because we want people to watch, not to go away. Or perhaps you just mute me, maybe. I'm not going to use all three soft tarts for my quality. Never know when you're going to need a fresh set. Then always a pleasure to watch the Living Legend Mushroom. Absolutely here to that. Don't think I'll beat that up neither. I did try for that to try and keep within track limits there. Movement is saying hit my max there. It's a bad track for me, but what happened? But let's see what happens there. Fingers crossed. My trying to minimise time penalties and don't bottle it for the sprint race. Bro Gorilla, evening, Sean. Hope you're well. Hello, everyone. Good evening to you, Bro Gorilla. It's great stuff indeed. That we've also got Percy Jake the Slayer just to block Brooksy's entire lap. Oh dear, that is not good, is it? So that is going to certainly be a part of the steward's inquiry after this one. So we got Gordo started on the soft tires last night in the sprint, didn't he? And he made it work very well. Gordo got from 16th to 10th, which is magnificent, wasn't it? Brilliant stuff indeed. I was impressed with Gordo, and I think that 4 drivers have got the same outlook here with Dr. Truepots, Brooksy, Higgs, and Alibi all on soft tires. Let's go for the grid. But Truepots' pole position, and as I said, his 4th pole position of his career. And stuff indeed. And the season, Kiki 2nd, TK in 3rd position, New Potato in 4th, and he is quite a way in front of championship rival Bessie, who's 17 points away from in the championship at the moment. 17, I meant. Brooksy 5th, 6th is Jay Higgs in the Ferrari. 7th position is Slayer. 8th position is moving. I don't know why I went holo there. 9th position is moving. 9th is Swanshanks. Swanshanks, brilliant stuff indeed. Can he get some points? Stars in 10th position. Vessier in 11th. He was behind the 8th ball last time as well. Vessier was, but a great recovery driver. Can he do it again tonight? Smithy in 12th. Sigismund 13th. Marsky is 14th. 15th is Duncan Day. Vintage is in 16th. Kaz is forgotten where the track is. He hasn't raced for so long, but hopefully he'll find it in a minute. 18th position is Alibi. 19th is Scooby Stew, and 20th is Serious Mushroom. Sorry, I was distracted by. So Kaz unfortunately has left the session before it's even begun there. Right as we get going then for this start, and Vessier cannot do the middle sector there, unfortunately. Great quality, my best so far. I will take that. Just need a good race. Not sure Sauce will hold out for 12 laps or not though. My best quality this season with a potential top 10. Quite happy with that from Matthew. I was on a fast lap. Lucas, as just on board as just waiting for lights to go out. Lights are on here, and away we go in Austria. Then the sprint is about to get underway, and yes, we've gone. Then there's a missing grid stop for cars as we're racing here. Dr. Truepots has used his soft tires to his advantage. What about the Ferraris? And that Ferrari is around, and there's New Potato, the championship leader, has been spun around. It's similar to what to Michael Schumacher at the start of 2000. Oh dear, and the New Potatoes at the back of the field. That's a terrible start for the championship leader. Dr. Truepots leads, 2nd position TK, TK in for Brooksy 4, Jay Higgs in 5th position, Slayer 6, Swanshanks up to 7th, 8th is Sigismund, then Alibi is up 9 positions. My goodness me, those soft tires was flying there. Serious Russia's got past Vintage there, Vintage down into 16th, Smithfield Mighty down 5 positions, Marsky 4, and also New Potato, the biggest loser in that opening stint there. He is down the order there, unfortunately. Dr. Truepot said is leading this way, then 2nd position is Kiki. There's 12 laps in this race then, and oh no, Swanshanks is off the circuit, and that he's pointing the wrong way out of turn 8, I think that is there. 7 and 8, then there's high speed chicane, and Swanshanks is all the way down at the back of the field. That is a nightmare for Swanshanks. It's perfect. His brilliant qualifying has come to nothing now at the sprint race side. That one completed, then the gap is almost a minute. Fantastic. However, that is the wrong gap then. Marsky is in the pits as we come up into turn 3 now then. Here they are then. Dr. Truepot said is away and flying at the moment. And can he get out of DRS range? That might be the reason why he's on the soft tyres here. There is 3 DRS zones around this circuit. So, of course, then that is going to be a crucial part in this one now. We just in Swanshanks try and change the nose cone. We've got Vintage Scooby Stew fights as well. Sick as Smoke and Alibi, swap position. Who is it? This Mushroom up the order, up into 40, up into 30 finish there. Smithfield Mighty was giving it a wide berth going into turn 9, and unfortunately didn't make it stick there for Smithy. Down into 60 finish now. Terrible start for the McLaren driver. Terrible start from New Potato. That is the headlines at the moment of New Potato and Swanshanks. Down 13 and 10 positions respectively. Soft tires for Swanshanks. Let's see how this one transpires. We are not expecting any rain in this one, so it's a straightforward sprint race. The sprint race 1,000 kilometers long. Then there is DRS available in this one. No pit stops are mandatory though, so it's going to be painful for anyone who needs to come to the pits. Unfortunately, Smithy, Marsky, and Swanshanks have all had to come to the pits. Duncan Dave in 9th finish there. Duncan Dave is having a nightmare season in the Williams there, but at the moment he has done a great start to this race in 9th position now. And it goes into turn 3. Kaz has joined, but he's out of the race unfortunately, but hopefully he'll be back for the race at Southend. Kiki dropping down into 3rd position, because look at the gap then, 1.2 seconds between the 2 leaders. And I've also got Sick as Muck fighting as well as Alibi. I thought, as goodness gracious me then, Alibi and Sick as Muck, they're almost joined together. Alibi I think has made a mistake somewhere, and Sick as Muck is trying to strike whilst the iron's hot. My goodness gracious me. Sick as Muck now not giving Alibi any room to breathe there. Over the crest of the hill then, and here they are. Alibi is in major peril, and I'm wondering then if he may have had a spin or something, because his tyres may just have overheated ever so slightly. Duncan Dave all over the back now. Of course, free DRS zones around this picturesque circuit as we go up into turn 1. They love that long angle shot, don't they? Oh my goodness gracious me. Going a bit wide there was Sick as Muck then, as he is now trying to fight Dr. Troops. And Dr. Troops, is the soft tires gone off already? Because goodness me, that's Alibi and Dr. Troops. I thought they may have made a mistake then, and Sick as Muck is fighting as well. And look at this, and Dr. Troops had his part has retaken the lead then, as TK's on the inside here. TK's on the inside. I thought that they was going to come together like Alex Albon and Lewis Hamilton. My goodness gracious me. Duncan Dave is out in 9th finish there. Alibi is it too, I wonder if it's too hot out there for the soft tyres there. I am absolutely surprised that the soft tyres have fallen off after 4 laps there. On the outside goes Stars House, the top 8 that scores points there, and he's gone on the outside. That's a magnificent manoeuvre. What about Vestier? And Vestier is going to be past his teammate here. He is past his teammate. Scooby Stew has got a 3-second penalty. Unfortunately, Sick as Muck there. Down into 8th finish now, up into 7th there goes Duncan David. Back in the front then is 2/10 of a second, Dr. True Potts, followed by TK, followed by Kiki. Brooksy in the action, and Jay Higgs there as well. And oh my gosh, he's on the outside, he's on the ground with TK, so he's gone on the outside into turn 2. 3 maybe, and there as he's breaking much later than to Dr. True Potts, and now that he's got DRS and he should have the momentum, he has the position now, he does have DRS though. That's Dr. True Potts who loses the lead. Surprisingly, I thought the soft tyres going to fall off much later than this, but having said that, Brooksy and Jay Higgs are both on the soft tyres as well, and they seem to have kept it well very much within operating window. As we got Styles has dropped down the order there, and he's well off the circuit at turn 4. I wonder if there's been a collision there, unfortunately, for Styles there, as I think they was getting very fruity when we left them there. Moomin is now into the top 8 and the points as well. It's the top 8 that scored, and Brooks is off the circuit. Oh no, Brooks is off the circuit. I was wondering why Jay Higgs was taking evasive action there. Brooks, luckily there's a massive gap then between himself and Sick as Muck. The gap was about 7 seconds there. Can he keep him? He has lost momentum there, but he's going to have to get defensive now. Brooks is, look at these Kia cars behind Sick as Muck. He's driving a superb race at the moment there, and keeping himself in that 7th position there. True Potts is down into, where is he? He's down into 2nd, 3rd position now. True Potts in 2nd. Kiki takes 2nd position here. And he is done then. What about Brooksy and Sick as Muck on the inside there? Brooksy, someone's contact. His movement has made contact with Sick as Muck there. Trying to sneak up the inside there, and that's not gone too well, unfortunately. Sick as Muck down into 10th position now. And he's gone right into the back of Alibi, and Alibi has damaged the front wing. It's a VSC. And I think the Sick as Muck there completely misjudged the braking point now, and Alibi is damaged badly. and he's going to should have to go into the pits then. He may be able to get a new set of soft tyres, but that is Aliboy's race done and dusted there. Sick Merc, I'm sure, will be damaged as well, because that was a horrific shunt indeed. Vestiaire is in the points now, which would be very helpful for him then, but a very dramatic sprint race. We're just about half distance in this one. Goodness gracious me then. That is quite Alibi, I think, is going to be quite unhappy at that. He's furious at that then. Sick as Merc, I think, just misjudged the braking into turn 4. I wonder if he didn't realise how close he was to turn 4. A humongous smash there, and that is not good at all for Alibi. He's got, at least the VSC is still out, the virtual safety car, so he's only going to lose. He's only going to lose about 10 seconds in terms of the race then. Well, probably more than that, actually, because of the wing change then. But goodness gracious me, that was quite a hefty hit, to say the least, wasn't it? Here then, it's hopefully. Well, for me anyway, I hope to take a bit of a breather now, because that was a very action-packed start to the Austrian Grand Prix sprint, and as DRS is enabled. Well, there we go. One breather's over. Let's get back racing, shall we? TK then is now second in front of Kiki. That is crucial, because now he is out of DRS range of Kiki. Can Kiki get himself back into this one, into the DRS? And he is trying it. He is back in DRS range now. Brooksy about 8 seconds away after that spin into turn 9. Then we did not see it, or I wasn't paying attention then, was I? Which is not really what a commentator should be doing. We've now got Dr. True Potts and Jay Higgs and Slayer in the top 5. And the top 5 all separated by about a second or less than a second. And look at that shot. That's fantastic, isn't it? And in the background, we have got some very frisky action going on. Sickles Merc down into 9th out. And now as we've got Besser, who's going to have a look on the outside. He is, you know, he's given himself, the Duncan Dave had a bit of the old switcheroo, but he hasn't been able to get the momentum there. New Potato found himself back in the 12th position there after a horror show of a start. And New Potato shown he's got some pace around here. He was not looking forward to this one, but he's up the inside, passes movement. Oh goodness me, there's more contact there, and it is there's more contact. It is Vestiaire and I think there's Duncan Davis. It is Duncan. Oh my gosh, there's cars all over the show here. Oh, and serious push there. Give a bit of a touch there to the old rear of Sickersburg. On board the nose come of Vestiaire, as we think it was Vestiaire and Duncan Davis that came to blows. And Movement's got a 5-second penalty then for ignoring the yellow flag set. Serious mushing up the inside there. Vestiaire on the outside. Vestiaire is going on the inside now then, and he is having a look there. There's Sickersburg there trying to defend, and Vestiaire rubbing him there. Goodness me. Kiki takes the lead of the Austrian Grand Prix as goodness me, I don't know where to look here. He's going, oh no, Vestiaire. Oh no, he's okay. I thought he was off there. Now Kiki and TK are swapping position there. 3 laps to go in this race, and now is Kiki back up the inside track position there. No, it's TK, I should say. Serious Mushroom has gone up into 8th position. Make that 7th now into the hairpin. It is drama and absolute galore here. Oh my goodness gracious me. Sigismund, they're going on the inside of... Oh my goodness me, and that's a very robust there. Oh no, and that's a collision into turn 4. And Vestiaire, that is going to be disappointed at that. And Sickersmug getting turned around as well, and damage there for Sickersmug, unfortunately. So Serious Mushroom now leads his gaggle of cars. But my goodness me, and look at this, and it's lap 10. Vest has got a 3-second penalty. Remember, wherever you finish in this race, you have to start in the Grand Prix. Then coming up in just a jiffy, Kiki is now retaking the lead. Then here in Austria, as they come up into turn 2 again, brilliant race, and then indeed that Kiki then accelerating out of turn 3, and there he goes. And now we've got the Alpine of Dr. Truepots and yellow flag momentarily. We didn't see what was going on because we took the graphic off. Slayer is having a look there, not quite. Investor into the pits. And Moomin and Serious Pressure. A lot of banter they have in the comments. And tonight there's no banter. It's all out racing in Austria. Serious Mushroom has defended, repelled the attack there for Moomin, but here comes Moomin again. And there's good to see, giving him a squeeze into turn 4 and the track position there. Duncan Dave trying to get himself back into the top 10. Moomin has gone wide, and Serious Mushroom is back through and up into 7th 7th position here. My goodness gracious me. Serious Mushroom up into 7th. Newman down into 8th. TK is about 3/10 of a second away as we're on the second to last lap here in Austria. Vessier is down in 19th position now, unfortunately. Goodness gracious me, that as we go into the final turn, Kiki has lost the first position. What's happened to Kiki? He's slowing. Kiki is slowing now, and he's down in fifth position. Slayer up the inside. Oh my goodness me! And he has taken first position. Jay Higgs had to take a face of action there. My goodness gracious me, that was brave, wasn't it? Now that they've all got DRS, and Kiki is trying to fight his way back into this one there. Great drive from Kiki. Hopefully he can keep it going. And Higgs is off the circuit then. No, I think Higgs is going to be feeling very hard done by in those last couple of corners there. Goodness gracious me, he's also lost DRS as well. Serious Mushroom is moving. Are having an incredible scrap here for 7th and 8th position now. Scooby Stew on the cusp of points, but he does have a penalty of 3 seconds there, Scooby Stew is, but he is driving a superb race, Scooby Stew is there. Hopefully he can get some points here tonight there. Oh my goodness gracious me, as Vessier has retired from the session now, down in 18th position now, as we go on to the final lap now. Is it the final lap? Or is it lap 11 now? I think it's only lap 11, isn't it? I thought it was lap 11 last time around. Who's that Scooby Shoot off the circuit? And now here comes Vintage. We've got a change for the lead. Then it is Dr. True Potts retaking the lead. Oh, contact, and TK takes the lead here. Oh goodness gracious me! Dr. True Potts got a 3-second penalty. Now what's happened there? How has he got that? And goodness me! And that is not good at all. TK takes the lead there with Slayer in second position. Kiki in third. True Potts got a 3-second penalty, so he's going to drop to 5th here. And what has happened here then is we got 3 abreast here between Vintage, Duncan, Dave and Scooby Stew in there as well. I'll keep an eye on the finish line here if I can, but action in drama and a lot of contentious racing again in this one. We got a Serious Mushroom back up into 7th position there. TK out of the final turn, and he wins the sprint race here in Austria. Takes the lead on the final lap then. And then as Movement gets a 3-second penalty, that is going to cost him points, I think. And Duncan Dave might be able to get into the points. And TK wins the sprint race here tonight in Austria, with Slayer in second position, Kiki third, Dr. True Potts in 4th, and Jay Higgs in 5th, with New Potato, after facing the wrong way in the opening lap, then moves himself up into 6th position there. Duncan Dave is moved into 8th position. Serious Mushroom driving from the back of the grid up into 7th. Vintage in 9th. Stars in 10th position there, as well as they all come through to complete that race then. Oh my goodness gracious me, then that was well, there's a bit of argument in the chat before we even got going in the race, to be fair, wasn't it? Not for that 5-second penalty. Duncan Day pushed me on the track there. Swear Austria brings out the worst in drivers here to that pillars. Troops robbed then, Percy is saying, and I think that I think Troops might be a bit unhappy of how that position was overtaken. He backed me up by over 3 seconds down to twice, and then braked hard. Oh, Slayer is saying then, I'm not sure what that one is about there. Goodness me. Go from no reports last week to this Vessier is saying, as a TK, try not to hit, man. Let's take a look at the classification then from the sprint. But I must say that the driving's been was a pretty appalling in gold as well, to be fair. Silver was so-so. Well, some of it was. TK then won the sprint race. Second position was Slayer. Third was Kiki. 4th, Dr. True Potts there for 3-second penalty. Jay Higgs in 5th. New Potato, great drive back to 6th position. Great drive from Mushroom as well up into 7th. Duncan Dave in 8th, getting a point. Good stuff. Vintage in 9th. Slayer and Stars in 10th. Brooks 11th, Moomin in 12th, Scooby Shoe 13th, Alibi 14th, Smooth and Whitey 15th, Sick as Mike 16th, Marsky 17th. For 2 retirements there was Kaz and Vessier retired from this Grand Prix there. We've also got as we go into the race itself, and I forgot to turn my notifications off. Good gosh. Right then, and let's get on with the race itself, and hopefully we'll have a bit more of a calmer race, shall we? But I do admit that Pillars has made a great point. I do admit that for some reason in Austria, but I've heard it from a Gold driver before we started the Austria event, that it doesn't lend. I think it was Troy. That it doesn't racing around here can sometimes be a bit. Well, I didn't say dodgy, but I'm going to say dodgy in terms of just how the league racing is around here. Which is a bit of a shame, to be honest, isn't it? There, but we'll see how this one goes, and we'll go from there, shall we? Anyway, let's go through the drivers and the constructors a bit quick, shall we? Because I've very much not been doing my job tonight, have I? So it says New Potato who leads. By the way, this is before the sprint because I can't do quick maths. New Potato leads away 17 points in front of Vestier in second position. Dr. True Pot, well, that would have extended it now. Dr. True Pot's in third position. TK is in fourth. Great win in the sprint just a minute ago. Slayer in fifth. Sarah's Mushroom 6. Dynamo Dan in seventh. Marsky 8. Brooksy in ninth. Styles in 10th position. Winnie in 11th. 12th is Alibi. 13th is Vintage. Kiki in 14th. Smithy 15th. Itemizer 16th. With Duncan Dave in 17th. Sick as Muck is in 18th. Scooby Shoo and Swanshake has not got any points so far. Constructors Championships, Ferrari 25 points in front of Red Bull. Alpine are in third position, they're 15 points away from the Ferrari. Williams are in fourth position on 99. Well, they ain't anymore, but they were. Haas are in fifth position. Alfa Romeo is in sixth. Seventh Mercedes. McLaren are in eighth. 2 points away from McLaren is AlphaTauri. Nightmare season for AlphaTauri in all three divisions so far. 10th position is the Aston Martin on a disappointing 22.7. Right, soft tires for Vintage and Kaz. Hard tires for Jay Higgs, Scooby Stew, Sickers McMarsky, and Vessier. Vessier all the way down at the back of the field then, as we get going in. So let's see how this one transpires. TK is, of course, won the sprint, so he's first. Second position is Slayer. Kiki in third position, good points for Kiki. Dr. Truepot's in fourth. Fifth position is Jay Higgs there. He's on the harder tire. He's going to have to get the fence fed in the opening couple of laps and to fire those tires up. New Potato in sixth. Great recovery from after a spin in the opening lap. Hopefully he doesn't get that again in the race itself. Serious Mushroom in seventh. Duncan David eighth. Vintage going attacking in ninth position. Styles in 10th position. Brooksy 11th with Moomin in 12th position. Not happy with that 5-second penalty there for Moomin. Some Scooby Stew, great driving 13th. If he didn't get that penalty, he could have been up into the points there. Alibi in 14th position there. 15th is Sickers, no, listen, it's Smithy. 16th is, it's Sickers Muck there. Marsky 17th. Swan Shanks in 18th. Vessier in 19th. Kaz in 20th. He's ghosted among Kaz's, but hopefully he's in the session. And let's get going. A lovely shot indeed then, as Serious Mushroom's going to have a issue on the grid now because he did not park up correctly, nor did Sickers Muck there. And what am I sat on? Oh gosh, there. It's got stuck to me. It's got stuck to me. Oh, great lights are on here, and away we go in Austria then. TK is away, and this is it, and that's a bad start from the Aston Martin in the back there. Slayer up the inside. Slayer's going for it. Let's see how they go into turn one. It's a very difficult opening turn, and when the Haas have half spun there, I think that was Moomin here. And look at this, and TK is trying to fight back from Dr. Troops, and he's passed him already on this grid. Then as Moomin's down 3 positions, this is down by 36 that race, and New Potato's got past his teammate already. Who's that? Is that a spinner? It's one of the Alfa Romeos that is Brooksy down the order, and we've also got Styles. Oh no! And Alibi and Styles there have somehow collected each other out of turn 3 there. Alibi having a bit of bad luck in the sprint race and potential in this race as well. Not good then, as TK is leading away with Dr. True Potts in second position. Third position is Slayer. He's lost the position there. Dr. True Potts up 2 already in this one. Kiki in 4th. 5th is New Potato. 6th is Jay Higgs with Mushroom 7th position. Kaz has left the session there. So Kaz unfortunately is returned there. It's not good, very golden at the moment now. Moomin back up into 10th there. TK has set the pass on the race side, but of course this is obviously having only done 1 lap then. Then we got the Dr. Troops and Slayer, followed by Kiki and the 2 Ferraris, 5th and 6th position there. So Scooby Stew we're just looking at now, then Vessier all over the back then, up 5 position. Well then Vessier said, I'm looking at the wrong car, I need to be looking at these cars. Is Slayer down into 4th position. He's dropped 2 positions, Slayer has there. Kaz is back in the session, hopefully he can get himself back into this one. Styles and Alibi well out of position now. They've had to pit, and that is a nightmare start for both drivers there. We didn't really see what happened there. We only seen the end of it there, so we cannot judge. We just seen both cars off the circuit there, unfortunately. for the championship leader, which is New Tailden. Vesser already up in the 12th position there on those hard tyres. Highest hard runner at the moment is Jay Higgs on the Ferrari. Vintage in 9th position. He didn't make that soft tyre. Did not make that soft tyre. Great use of that soft tyre, then, did he? As unfortunately he is still in. As Scooby Shoes dropped 2 positions, unfortunately. As did not make use of that soft tyre, did he? And of course the other soft tyre runners as Kaz left the session again. Unfortunately, TK set another fast up race at the moment. Though they are all in DRS range of each other. Then as they come across the line, Moomin is just in DRS range of Vintage. Sick as Muck is out of DRS range now. Then so DRS very difficult to get out of DRS around here. Then as we now go up into turn number 3. New Potato up the inside. Then Slayer just about giving him a car's whip there. And New Potato then trying to get through there. Unfortunately, did it. Brooksy has just got past Smithy Almighty as well. As we go down into turn 4 here. Then lap 3 out of 36 here in this one. And so far it is TK 4/10 of a second away, but Dr. True Potts there is reeling him in. Then we got a problem then for Alibi, who's off the circuit. Same place as I think as Swanshanks went off in the opening race as well. New Potato all over the back of Slayer. Then Jay Higgs doing a great job on that hard tyre. He's fired up quite nicely indeed, hasn't he, in the opening stage. Then there's Williams followed of the Alpine, followed by Kiki, Slayer, New Potato, and Jay Higgs as well. Smithy's off the circuit, same place as Alibi. He has gone into the wall, I think, Smithy has. So there may be damage on that McLaren Mercedes. Unfortunately, up into turn 1 is the Williams Mercedes who leads the way, followed by the Alpine Renault, followed by the AlphaTauri Red Bull Power Honda unit, or whatever they want to be called these days. So Sirius Rusham is all over the back now, the hard shot Ferrari. Well, he's just dropped back ever so slightly, Sirius Mushmaster, and we've got Duncan Dave behind him now. And then behind Duncan Dave is Vintage. We've got Vessier getting past Sick as Mug, down in 12th position, and as Moomin's now got past Vintage, who's dropped down the order. Vessier getting past and up into 12th position here. Getting down into 12th position there. Vessier not giving Siggersmug much room there, and a yellow flag there behind us, and it is the Red Bull, I think it is, of Alibi having issues again, I think, unfortunately, as we go into turn 7. This is as Siggersmug then, I think, unable to get back past it. I think the Vessier with the pace there should now start to pull away from Siggersmug at this point in time. And Dr. Trupot's got a 3-second penalty, and that is the first 3-second penalty that he needs to curb that enthusiasm if possible, because that is going to be a lot of penalties. And here comes Brooksy, who's had a bit of a difficult start in this one. Yellow flag as what has happened there, as there's a yellow flag then for someone. It's one of the Red Bulls, is it? I think who is it? Who's that? Kaz is off the circuit. Not sure what's happening there to Kaz, but he is driven right off the circuit. I'm not even sure if he's in this race at the moment. Here's Brooksy up the inside, and a great manoeuvre there from Brooksy, but he's gone too deep in now. Siggersmug has gone up and under, and Brooksy there is struggling to control the car ever so slightly. So a great manoeuvre there, but unfortunately could not slow the car down in time. Siggersmug having a look then at Vessier. Vessier very much still in striking distance at the moment. On board the nose cone now, Movement is making his way up through the field very nicely indeed then. TK leads the way though, but he does the pressure. Is it off Ben is it off Ben at the moment? I'm trying to work out where Alibi is, to be honest, but we keep getting yellow flags here, there and everywhere. I'm wondering if it's Kaz actually. It might have de-sunk potentially there, because we're getting ghost yellow flags out there at the moment. TK then is leading the way then, but I said it's pressure off Ben, but I may be completely wrong on that. Of course, it's very early in the stage of this Grand Prix. Of course, he does have a 3-second penalty, but there's a long way to go. Yellow flag on this back straight here, and I think that's a green panel now. Then I've got to say, that's very difficult to tell from that, isn't it? Goodness gracious me, maybe I'm just getting a bit kind of blind at my old age. I thought it looks like Kaz coming out of the pits now. Kaz has left the session. There's something majorly wrong there with Kaz, unfortunately, here tonight. I think that there's some technical gremlins there. And now here comes, as Brooksy there is Brooksy going into Siggersmug then. And now look, Siggersmug is on the inside here. Alibi's retired from the race then, and that's in the entry to the pit lane here, and there's a safety car. Alibi has had some issues coming into the pit lane, and there's a safety car on the opening lap, opening 6 laps here in this Austrian Grand Prix. Wheel issues there for Kaz. Brooksy's got hit 3 times there. Alibi out of the race then, unfortunately. And I'm not sure if he crashed on the inside coming into the pit lane, I believe, that which is not very good then, unfortunately. So he joins the Hall of Fame with Farf, Welsh Maldonado, and David Coulthard there, and of course the real Pastor Maldonado as well. Then TK then and Lewis Hamilton actually. Well, did he crash? Well, I think that he did get stuck in the gravel, didn't he, in the pit entrance? Does that count? Well, it does to me. Vintage coming into the pits now. Then. Let's go there. And just coming into the pits, there's Vintage. This is perfect finish. They're going on to the hard compound tyres. So Vescher's now on the medium tyre then. So he can now, I wonder if Vescher may go medium now to the end of this Grand Prix. Into the pits there comes Marsky onto the medium tyre. Swanshanks also onto the hard. Can the hard tyres get to the end from there? I don't think so. I have answered my. I love the look at this. Let's get rid of the. Look at that. That's a fantastic picture. If I was an artiste, I would absolutely love to draw that. But unfortunately, the only artist I am is an artist I cannot say on stream. But let's just say it's like it's another way of saying we. Right, we have got TK out at the moment now in the lead of the Grand Prix. Vintage got a 5-second penalty for speed in the pit lane. Both McLarens, I think, had to queue. Nightmare start for both McLarens. Kaz out of the race as well. We think he's got technical gremlins there for the Mercedes car, and he is unfortunately at the wayside as well. Duncan Dave don't have move a late under brake, and then moving and saying. Very sorry guys, Kaz, don't worry about that, my good sir. Evening from Ted Tango's technical tips after my performance last night. I shouldn't be giving any tips. Only thing is that the softs are terrible for wear. And I think that just echoes what Tango is saying, to be fair. Because everyone is, we had a couple of drivers on the softs, 4 drivers to start on the softs in this race, and all of them have ditched those softs and had to go into mediums, all the hard compound tyres. So yes, and so I think that it will probably be medium or hard for the majority of the race, unless you have a late safety car, of course, like we did last night, and it was a bit of a doozy. My pace feels good, just being held up by the Williams. That's right, teammate as well there for Camera Race, of course, both in the Aston Martin cars. Unfortunately, I don't let Camera and Tango know this, but Aston Martin are last in the constructors in bronze at the moment. Unfortunately, but they're having a bit of a difficult start to their season, isn't they? Siggers right there in 10th position then, and Swanshanks, who has the pace, but just in the last 3 races, he should have and could have scored points in the last 2 at the very least. Well, probably at least a point in the last couple of races there for Swanshanks, but it's just not gone his way. Anyway, lap 8 out of 36 here. I'm actually using this opportunistic time there to quickly wipe away the sweat from my brow then, because it's been absolutely incredible, hasn't it? Of course, if you're just joining us, expecting to be in the latter stage of the Grand Prix, well, we do have a sprint here tonight. That's why it's a bit elongated there. You have missed quite a action-packed event. If you've not watched ALR at all this week, it's been a bit of a crash fest, to be honest, hasn't it? There's been a lot of interesting racing, then, has it, to say the very least. Then. And unfortunately, the admins have been earning their keep, haven't they? However, Farf also cannot say much, can he, after he was also involved in the shud last night as well. Scuba Shoe's got a 3-second penalty there. He's going to be kicking himself on that one, isn't he? Unfortunately, I love giving Farf a bit of banter, don't I? He probably really dislikes it, doesn't he? But I do love a bit of banter with Farf. So unfortunately, it cost him a podium, didn't he? I think he got down to 6 again. If the race review's not out yet, I apologise, spoiler alert. Safety car out at the moment, Marsky into the pits, and last car, and Kaz is not in this race there, as wheel issues there, as cost him there. So what is Marsky going to go on now then, is we're going to take a look. He is back on to the hard tyres, and those are not new hard tyres. You only get 1 set of hard tyres then in this one, of course, so unfortunately Marsky hasn't got new set, he's got a scrub set. It's not so as Jay Higgs or Siggers back out there. Hopefully the safety car will be in then this lap, then we'll be back racing once again then. Quick plug for you, actually, by the way, then, because I love a good plug, don't I, unless I stand on one. Of course, it is the home of motorsport next week. It is the British Grand Prix. Cannot wait for that one. Gold, silver and bronze are back to the usual format of racing. Sorry, and Formula 2. Gold, silver, bronze and Formula 2. The usual format then. It is qualifying and then the race then. Looking forward to that race. Is going to be fantastic indeed. Then remember, the person took a very good win on Sunday, dominating, wasn't he, and taking a humongous leap in the championship challenge, hasn't he? So keep an eye on that one. That'll be gold on Sunday night then. Anyway, this is bronze on Tuesday night then. To be honest, I kind of wish it was Sunday, albeit I'm glad it's Tuesday now because I can get to watch these fantastic drivers. However, I do wish it was Sunday as well, mainly because I didn't have to go to work today. But any day now I might have to go to work on Monday now, so never mind. I'm just contradicting myself. Let's go. TK having an almighty swapper then out of turn 9 and 10, and away we go. We're back racing here in Spielberg. That's it. TK leads by half a second there from Dodge Troops in second, Kiki in third. Fourth position is Slayer with the two Ferraris, 5th and 6th now. When is the hard tire going to be the quicker tire? I think that the media says that Duncan Dave on the outside of Cirrus Mushroom there, and Cirrus Mushroom is going to deploy every ounce of earth he's got in that Haas car. Sorry, in the I'm a year behind, in the Alfa Romeo up the inside, and he is going to give Duncan Dave a squeeze, and Duncan Dave is going to have to back off there. And where's, oh my gosh, there he is, and I was looking for the Haas car. There he is of movement, and we're going side by side to turn 4. Turn 4 is an off corner camber there, off camber corner, and it has caught a lot of drivers out over the weeks, over the days, but movement is up into, is still in 9th position. Duncan Dave giving movement a squeeze, and as they are getting very close to him. He's having a look on the inside, my goodness me. And I must say, if moving wasn't getting tense, I certainly was getting tense in that one. Good gosh. Vestia then behind Scooby Stew. He's having a look then in 9 and 10 as Scooby Stew there off the circuit. We do not rent that part of the circuit. I thought Vestia got a bump there, but I think it was. I'm wondering if that was just a bit of a glitch there on the old game there. Up the inside goes Vestia. Great stuff indeed. Then passes Scooby Stew, who is on 10 lap old hard tyres. Vintage is trying to have a go then, but Swanshanks there is snugly under the inside of Vintage there. Vintage is going to be surprised by that one, I'm sure of it. Swanshanks at the inside. Oh gosh, there, and I thought he was going to the back of Vestia. Swanshanks was, goodness gracious me. Swanshanks in the 30 for this. Scooby Stew is not giving up though, is he? Because we go head to head down into turn number. It's Brooksy and Sick as Buck also fine as well. Both Aston Martins. Oh no! And Swanshanks, I think, getting too close to that curve there. Unfortunately, and as a half spin and dropped down the order, sadly for him, then TK leads the way, then Duncan Dave is up the circuit, and it's the same place there. Oh, he spun the car around the Hasabarski. Didn't have to take too much avoiding actually, because the Ghostin very much helped him out there. Vessier up the inside, passes Sickles Mud. DRS has now been enabled then for these cars here, and it is action drama and action drama intensity up and down the field here. Oh my goodness gracious me, I don't know why I keep saying here. Styles there currently in front of his teammate. I'm just looking at Brooksy. There he is. Oh, and there he goes. Goodness gracious me. And that was very lucky there, wasn't it? I thought that they was going to have an airplane crash there. But Brooksy up into 8th position. Next target for Brooksy is his teammate, Cirrus Mushroom, then, who's in 7th at the moment there. But his progress has taken a bit of a hit so far. Jay Higgs is quicker than his teammate at this stage, but I'm not sure if that's because New Patel is bottled up then. But as it stands at the moment, he is outscoring his championship rival and his closest championship rival at the moment, which is Vessier, down in, well, he's in 10th position now. Vessier, he's in the points there. Remember that these the kind of weekends where you are struggling for pace, these are the kind of weekends you look back on and think, this is what helped me win the championship. Maybe that might be what Vessier or New Potato will be thinking then when they come to the end of the season then. Or maybe someone else, maybe TK, maybe Dodge True Bots there, who is also very much going to be the facility of that battle as well, I am sure. Slayer as well, very much in the as moving there, slamming the door shut there, and oh no! And Moomin and Vessier have come together. Moomin out of the race there. Vessier has damaged the front wing, and oh dear, it's a VSC, both out of the race there. And my goodness me, that is, I think two drivers are going to be very unhappy with each other on that one. Safety car here in this one, both out of the Grand Prix, unfortunately. And Vessier, who was in the points, is no longer in the points. Moomin, who was fighting in the points as well, out of this one then. Oh, goodness gracious me. Anyway, yes, we've got a safety car. Let's quickly go to Tango's technical tips. And as Tango's technical corner has opened for business here tonight then. We got this is not a well-liked track in this game, as it is very tricky. This game then, that is where the problem is coming from, I think. Then as I spotted something right then. It does feel like that, doesn't it? But yes, we've had some very into the pits comes Dr. True Pots. Yes, we've had a lot of incidents, haven't we, in this one now? Over the past couple of days, haven't we, there? Into the pits comes Dr. True Pots now then. And we've also got everyone in the pits. Apart from TK. Is TK going to regret that? Because he hasn't come into the pits here. Everyone else has decided to come in the pits. This is the perfect time to come into the pits there. And as they come out now then. Dr. True Pots, they come out of the pits. And I think it's the highest runner that pitted in this part of the race. That Marsky, who has done 11 laps on those hard tyres there. They are going to be well past their best if he doesn't come back in later on this race. Kiki in 10th position, 11th is Moomin, 12th is Slayer, Serious Mushroom in 13th. Brooksy had to queue behind his teammate but hasn't lost any time in the grand scheme of things. Scooby Stew in 15th, Duncan Dave in 16th, Vessier on the soft tyres in 17th position there. 17 cars remain then. Drivers that have not pitted then is TK, J Higgs and Sig as Muck then. They haven't pitted at all, I don't think, in this race there. Whilst we have got Vintage, Smithy Almighty Stars have pitted on the last round of safety cars, and they are 4th, 5th and 6th. Dr. Troops has pitted and he has got a buffer of Marsky and Swan Strikes between himself and TK, Kiki I should say, I don't know why I keep saying that, which is absolutely perfect there for Dr. True Pots here, as we've got a difference of opinion in the old comments there between Moomin and Vessier then. Unfortunately, it got a bit fruity into turn one, didn't it, there, for both drivers there, but luckily I am not a steward there. I'm going to keep all the judgments to Dolsey, which I'm sure he's going to be pleased about. Anyway, let's get well, we ain't going back on the race yet, alright, but this is a good opportunity for me to wet my whistle. Give me 1 second. What's happened to Smithy? Smithy's off in the wrong way under the safety car. Smithy is going the wrong way here. And, oh goodness me, what's happened to the McLaren driver? He has spun it back around, but that is a nightmare. And I reckon a lot of drivers go get a 5-second penalty here, you know, because they might technically be asked to overtake Smithy. Yeah, there it is, and Styles has got one. He's got one for ignoring the yellow flag. Well, that's all okay. I don't know what happened there. Whilst I was having a quick drink there, and what's happened now? Sick as much. Six safety cars in this lap then, but we've had 2 drivers who, under the safety car, have gone off the circuit here. It's got very dull overhead, but I don't think there's any moisture or any perspiration coming from the sky. Slayer, I think, is trying to let Sick as Muck back through so he doesn't get a 5-second penalty. Smithy down in 17th. Sick as Muck dropping down the order as well. Goodness gracious me, that's as I think it just sums everything up, really, doesn't it? Goodness me. Right. I've got a stitch in my stomach as well. I had some pasta tonight. It's like this meal deal pasta because I was running very late. And I must say, I'm not really a fan of it. TK's a fan of this start though. He's gone, and he is about 5/10 of a second away from Jay Higgs. And of course, remember the top 2 have not pitted then. Vintage then in a third position with Stars up to 4th. Then Dr. True Pots is in 5th. Remember that I say that he has a 2-car buffer. Well, he doesn't actually anymore. Well, he does still, because Kiki backed out of that one, and Kiki's really has really lost all momentum there out of turn 1. And here comes the championship leader, New Potato, alongside Kiki, and takes 8th position there. Or does he? Styles and Dr. True Pots are also fine as well. Kiki then is dropped down into 9th position now. It looks like he made a mistake, lost all momentum now out of turn 1. Dr. True Pots there is now 2 cars behind now. TK needs to now get off and into the distance here. That might be That might be a mistake not to come in the pitch, you know, but of course, my strategy calls are pretty appalling. But I think that might be a major mistake there for TK. But let's see how this one transpires. Slayer back up in the 10th position there. New Potato now all over the back of Swanshanks. As Swanshanks is recovering after a great qualifying, but unfortunately the sprint didn't go too well. Look at him, he's all over the back now of, and he's got wide there, and he's lost 2 positions here, and there's contact there between Kiki and Swanshanks, and Kiki up into 8th position there. And now we got Slayer also taking advantage with Swanshanks. Unfortunately, a bit of contact there. New Potato in 6th position now. Really got some detail. Now can Kiki follow him through? Yes, he can, and up into 7th position. There's the tires on the fresher tires are going through there. And really good stuff indeed there. Brooksy and where's Brooksy getting up into 12th position there. Vesser with the 13th as well. Marsky has lost out again. He's down into 9th position. The older tires is really struggling, isn't they? On the cars now, just losing a position hand over fist without the DRS as well, I remind you. DRS has not been available just yet, and lovely camera shot here. Nosy wasn't a fan of this last night. I do love it, but I think that this is probably the wrong time to have it at this moment. But I do love the action this Swanshanks is showing us right now. And he's all over the gearbox of Marsky, who has done almost the whole race on those hard tires, all but 3 laps so far. It has got very dull. We are not expecting any rain there, but however, this has got a microclimate having it here in Spielberg, and rain could be on the horizon here. It has got very dull here. Remember, it got very dull this time of the race last night as well. The Swanshanks there is still behind him. And Brooksy has lost out to Vessier, because Vessier is on the soft tires, flying through the field like a hot knife through butter. And Jay Higgs is down into 7th position, but he's on 17 lap old tires there. And goodness me, that they're almost thrown down. Swanshanks almost off the circuit here. Here comes Mushroom up into 8th and 7th, 9th. Oh, what's happened there in the front? Someone's gone right into the back of someone, and TK has lost the lead here, but someone was at a dead stop there, and Jay Higgs there, and Slayer just went into the back of him there, and I'm sure that Slayer's going to be damaged. So I think it was Slayer. Look at this then, and it's like being on the M5 on a Monday morning. There's cars everywhere. The Alfa Romeo's going to get spun if he ain't careful, and now we're going on to there's contact. There's more contact there. Cars all over the show here. And goodness me, Vessier up into 8th position using those soft tires to his advantage. Oh no! And the Styles into the wall. Vessier going up the circuit there, and safety car again in this one. Well, Dino down summed up nicely. It's juicy. This really is indeed. So into the pits now. Then comes Vintage and Slayer. Then Slayer in the pits. I think the Slayer surely has damage. I don't know what happened in turn 3. They was all just at a stop, weren't they? And it's not a nose cone change there for Slayer. I'm surprised they do have them they are quite strong in Brackley, aren't they? Both Aston Martins are coming into the pits as well here. Medium tires for Swanshanks there. Oh, that Ferrari, that's illegal. Goodness gracious me, but that Ferrari coming out in the well, no, it's Alfa Romeo as well there. So goodness me, gosh, there, that was quite horrific indeed. That and Dynamo down, what a crash it was. And this safety car has been appalling timing for TK, because look, he is behind the safety car already. He would like to have come into the pits. I'm sure of it, but I think he was past the pit lane, was he, when the safety car came out. I wonder if TK might try to go to maybe go onto the soft tires towards the end, but I'm sure he would like to have. I'm sure he would have liked to come into the pits and anyway, and just not having to be held up here. But goodness gracious me, it is very. That is very, very action-packed here indeed in this one there. So Dr. True Potts is leading this way then. 3-second penalty, 6 seconds for Scooby Shoes. Up in the 9th position, Scooby Shoe. This is the kind of race where Scooby Shoe is surely excelling at the moment. It's great to see from Scooby Shoe. I do want to see Scooby Shoe and Camaro. Sorry, I'm in the wrong league. Sorry, Camaro. No, oh gosh, there. And now we've now got more issues. There is Marsky as Brooks. There's issues as well. Into the pits now comes TK and Marsky into the pits. Well, we had a 5-second penalty, I think, now from Marsky, or something is gone. Something has really gone untoward then. And yeah, so dear oh dear then. So now into the pits. There comes TK onto the soft tyres, and as Marsky also in the pits, serving that 5-second penalty for changing the nose cone and going on to soft tyres. And Slayer, I've just seen a message from Slayer as well that I don't think they changed the nose cone, and that might have ruined his race. And Marsky coming out of the pits. Well, only 16 cars remain in this race. Kaz, issue with the steering wheel. Styles, a humongous smash between himself and Vessier. Movement, humongous. I think he got on the curb there and spun, didn't he? However, I'm not sure, but Fuji collected Vessier with him there. Alibi out of the race and then Crash coming into the pits. I think that just on board at the moment. Right, so we got a couple of negative comments in the old comment section. That we is yes. Unfortunately, yeah, some people saying that this is worse than a kart race, worst race ever. I don't really know what to say, to be honest. I would have, maybe, is it a bit strong for me to say this has probably been a very, probably one of the worst weeks ever in ALR in terms of incidents? I think that's a bit of a stretch, to be honest, isn't it? But there's been some very, very, very interesting racing. I can't say much, because I can't even get out of the pit lane, but these guys are, the ALR Gold, Silver and Bronze, they are meant to be, well, they are good racing drivers, but goodness me, I cannot see many this week. Then out here we go again then. Dr. True Potts leads the way on lap 21 out of 36 then. Jay Higgs has done 20 laps on those hard tyres there. We got hard tyres down to 6th position. Scooby Stew up into a fine 7th position there. Smith Almighty on hard tyres. Then we got Vintage on almost brand new medium tyres with Swan Shanks there. Vessier and Sickers Monk there fighting for position there. And TK has just got through as well. We got a ghost in Mercedes there. I'm not sure who that. Oh, sorry, it's Kaz. The yellow flag being ignored there from a Swan Shank. So it was the Vintage as well. I'm getting so confused. I don't have a clue what's going on out there now. As now then alongside there, Sickers Monk, and he's passed Swan Shanks. TK has passed as well, and I think the Swan Shank's going off the circuit. Oh goodness gracious me. There's not a lot of spaces being yielded out there, is it? Goodness gracious me. Dr. True Potts is a second and a half in front of Jay Higgs, and he's got so much younger tyres than Dr. Jay Higgs. I've now fused their names together. Than Jay Higgs, and we've now got TK getting past Sickers Monk there into turn number 9. And Sickers Monk coming back on the inside there. Oh gosh, there and a bit of contact there from Sickers Monk. Jay Higgs has lost out because New Potato is up into 2nd position now. New Potato recovering nicely after a nightmare sprint, but as I thought that someone hit the back of Vesser again. Marsky, and who is that? Slayer there gets it, doing a bunny hop there, and dropping down the order now goes Sickers Monk. TK up into 11th position now. Smithy Almighty and Serious Mushroom Vintage also in there as well. Fighting for 8th, 9th and 10th for this. Their penalties will bring up the penalties and just a jiffy in this one. Dr. True Potts at the second in front, then we've got Kiki and Jay Higgs out fighting for position as well. Jay Higgs has got the inside, but Kiki has got the fresher tyres. He has the inside into turn 6 as well. Yes, he has, and he's through it up into 3rd. I'm on the podium. And who was that then? Was that Brooks down the sniff? Not quite, and he's too far back. Duncan Davis, superb 6th position there. Scooby Stew in 10th. Serious Rush Rate, Vintage in 9th. Who's that? That's Smithy Almighty in 10th. No, it isn't. It's TK in 10th position there. TK back into the points on new soft tyres. TK is there. He's going to be quick. But remember what Tango said, that the soft tyres are not very good around here, are they? So this could get very fruity indeed then. Let's see how this one goes. TK's got the fast up race there. Of course, you get the point fast up wherever you finish. As long as you finish the race, you get the fastest lap, of course. Unless you're in the 13th position of the man who's the closest challenger to New Potato in this championship. There currently is down in 13th position. There, a nightmare race so far for Vessier. Jay Higgs, I'm sure he hasn't come to the pits. I'm sure he needs to come into the pits, and he has to fit a new another tyre different from the harder tyre. Of course, there's only one set of hard tyres in this one. TK homing in onto the back now of Scooby Stew, Serious Mushroom and Vintage here as they're all starting to concertina up in this one. Lap 23 out of out of 36 here. On the outside goes Vessier. Passes the McLaren driver of Smithfield Mighty, who is on very old hard tyres now, very worn hard tyres as well, whilst he's being attacked by the soft runners. So I think that he hasn't got the tools for the job. Then Duncan Dave has a 3-second penalty. That could be costly for Duncan Dave. That's his first 3-second penalty of the race as well. Unfortunately, they are so close behind him. And look, there's cars again scattered all over this circuit. Goodness gracious me. And all Vintage, I thought, went into the back of a mushroom there. Vintage had to duck out, but he's lost momentum. He's lost the position as well, which means that now, Vintage is going to be under the cosh now from Sicker's Muck and the Vessier as well. The Vessier up into 11th position there. What has happened up here? Scooby Stew is now losing positions there. He is down in 8th position, Scooby Stew. He is on the medium tyre, Scooby Stew. He does have a penalty, but can he hold on then? Can he get some points? This race is far from done, I think, in this one, so anything can happen in this one still. Scooby Stew has been hung out to dry there from TK. Vintage is in 10th position there. And now all over the gearbox of Scooby Stew as well. He's now on board with Vintage. Yellow flag in the background. It's Vessier off the circuit there at I think turn 6 it is there for Vessier. It's a bit of a troubling race, isn't it, for Vessier and the Red Bull team, unfortunately. Well, both Red Bulls are having a nightmare race their home circuit. Here this one, Marsky is within DRS range. We're going to keep it on that, but we're also going to keep it on this one. Kiki is all over the back of New Potato. As New Potato, and talking of, no, he ended more. He's actually passed New Potato, moved his way up into third position. Vessier as pitted and quitted out of the Grand Prix. Duncan Dave up into 5th position. Oh, but he's gone wide then. Jay Higgs is now in 6th position as Duncan Dave is fighting there. But look at this, he's got momentum and he is now trying to get back past Jay Higgs. He has got past Jay Higgs. Great maneuver indeed. New Potato who's trying to hang on there. Brooksy is having a great race. He's up into 4th position. Brooksy is driving superbly well in what has been an absolute chaotic Grand Prix, to say the very least. This one has the yellow flags is for the Red Bull, and we're down to 15 runners in this one. Vintage is now all over the back of Scooby Stew. Scooby Stew holding on for that final point at the moment there, but we are of course, but we do have penalties, don't we, coming out in lap 25 out of 36 here in this one. My goodness gracious me, TK setting up fast on the race. He is absolutely flying out there at the moment, isn't he? Isn't he? Brooksy is great stuff indeed there. TK is also flying as well in that Williams car. Can those soft tires last to the end of the race? Can those soft tires last to the end of the race then? And can he get on the podium? Wow! And there's an actual sweat drop there. Oh, Vintage up the inside. Contact there. But they have both survived the experience. My goodness me. Oh, contact there. As TK was trying to overtake his teammate Duncan Dave there, but I don't think he realised Jay Higgs was there, and Jay Higgs had to get out in the end there. TK there was goodness gracious me on board now with TK on the soft tyres. And of course his teammate is right in front of him, driving superbly well. Duncan Davis, his best race of the season so far. But look at this TK, who oh goodness gracious, go over the brow. Both of them are in. Both of them are very much in the both of the Williams zone, and into the pits comes Jay Higgs there. Both of them are, of course, in the Williams zone, so I'm wondering if we may get some team play here going up into turn 1. Not quite, though. So Jay Higgs comes to the pit, so he's decided to pit not under a safety car. TK, well off the circuit there, he got caught red-handed or blue-handed as he's in the Williams. He is coming. Duncan Dave. I can't even say anyone's names tonight, can I? Goodness me, I need to have a lie down. TK up into 5th position. Duncan Dave down into 6th there. But Duncan Dave, I think, he's got another race, hasn't he, on his hands. And here comes Sicker's Mike, another driver who's driving. This is the best race of the season so far, very much in the thick of things. On the outside, serious pressure going back on the inside there, and has taken the position there. What a Sicker's Mike there. Goodness me, they're coming into each other there. As serious pressure hanging it on the outside, has got the position as well. Oh my goodness me, they kept them. They was like magnets there, wasn't it? They seemed to keep coming together there down that short straight, which is not really a straight at all. It's very narrow, isn't it? 3 seconds the gap is at the front there, but Dr. True Potts, remember, has a penalty. Kiki has never won a race in his ALR career, and can he do it then? But I think New Potato and Brooksy may have something to say about that as well. I don't think Brooksy's ever won a race either, has he? New Potato is, I think, the most successful driver in bronze history, isn't he, with the most wins there. New Potato is, of course, the first ever bronze world champion as well for New Potato, and he is currently very much on the march. And Serious Mushroom going to the offensive there, but Sickensburg is having none of it there. And look at that, then braking so much later. Goodness me, a Max Verstappen-esque maneuver for Sickensburg. And because of that, then Slayer has got through. Brooksy and New Potato are swapping positions as well. And Brooksy's up the order. And now Sickensburg all over the back of Slayer. Then, oh, and into the back there. And so I think that's Vintage there going to the back. But I hope we haven't got damage there. New Potato is off the podium here. And goodness me, then so Brooksy and Kiki driving a superb race out there. My word there, Sickensburg being very robust there at the turn number 3 there, wasn't he? He very much did a Max Verstappen-esque maneuver there and very much hung Serious Mushroom out to dry, which cost Mushroom 3 positions in total there, didn't he? Goodness me. We have got a yellow flag there as, oh no, and Marsky and Mushroom there have come together, and I think that that is not good news at all, and that is a pretty difficult lap there for Serious Mushroom. 15 cars remain. Jay Higgs down in 15th at the moment. However, because he's got a bit of fresh air, he's got a fast lap there, he might start to really come back into the points here in this one. Dr. Troops leads there, but the gap is still under 3 seconds, which means that he has not win this race. It is at the moment Kiki. However, if Kiki starts fighting hard with Brooksy and New Potato, this could very much work into Dr. Troops' favour. Slayer on 14 lap hold hard tires up the inside as Vintage also having a look as well, and down into turn 4. Turn 4 is becoming very pesky this week, hasn't it? My word there. And look, you could hardly see the Mercedes driver underneath the rear wing of the Aston Martin of Sickensburg, fighting every inch of the way for these points. Then is the Sickensburg as he's getting his elbows out. Really desperate to get some decent points. It's been a bit of a difficult season for Sickensburg, but he's driving, but he is driving at the moment towards 6 points in his championship campaign. And New Potato, oh, it's what's happened to Brooksy. Brooksy's lost out there, and now Bagger in the third position does go New Potato, but Brooksy, of course, is still very much in that 3 second window. We'll take a look at penalties, and we're just at 5 laps to go in this one. Dr. True Potts leads now as he has now got the gap he needs there. On the inside there goes Slayer. New Sickensburg dropping down into 8th position there. Is he going to try and come back at him? He has DRS range, Sickensburg does, and he's coming back at him now. Then his goodness gracious speed, and another overtaking the turn 4 here, and he has done it. Then can Slayer go up and under? No, he can't there. Oh, but Sickensburg went a bit wide there, and Slayer's trying to go on the outside here. Oh, I'm wondering if those soft tires may start to go off now, because TK is not gaining on the battling quad at the top of the order here, which is Brooksy, New Potato and Kiki, and then we have Dr. True Potts who is at 3 seconds in front, but he has a 3 second penalty. Driver of the day vote will be coming out in just a jiffy. There are the position changes at the moment. Then I must say it's been a very action-packed race there, and might be a bit difficult to choose a driver of the day in the anarchy that we've seen here tonight. Slayer in 8th position there. He is still very much putting the pressure on. New Potato, though, is putting the pressure on. Kiki's up into 2nd position now, and he has done it there. The championship leader up into 2nd. He does have a 3 second penalty, though, to his name then, but here comes Kiki. Is he going to come back at him? He is. Kiki hasn't got any, still got a DRS there. Brooks is trying to go on the outside there. Kiki defending nicely, but he may have opened the door. Marsky's off in the final turn there, and Marsky having troubles in the Haas, unfortunately. I think that's going to end this might end his point scoring streak as well. Kiki on the outside, contact there, and my goodness gracious me, and look, both drivers did a very good job there, not to, as Marsky's gone right off into turn 1 there. Luckily that both drivers didn't spin there. Great car control from both of them there. But look, I saying that the soft tires was maybe wearing off. Well, TK has not heard that, as he's flying out there now, and he's less than 2nd behind TK. He's absolutely flying through the field on those soft tires. Can he get a podium here? He does have penalties, doesn't he? I need to remember the penalty situation, which we'll take a look at in just a minute then. Oh, is TK almost off the circuit there, getting on that sausage curb there, which can be quite spicy indeed then. That's a spicy sausage on the outside there. Kiki now on the outside, so Brooksy's on the inside here. Give him some space there. Oh my goodness gracious me. And they are going banging wheels then, but both of them give each other space. Lovely stuff indeed there. As I'm getting very nervous behind this microphone here tonight. We've seen a lot of incidents, haven't we? But Brooksy's now up into third position, and he is in a de facto second for Brooksy. Has he got the pace then to get that gap under 3 seconds now? Scooby Stew, oh, he's just outside the points now. Scooby Stew is there. Jay Higgs back up into 10th position. Great recovery drive there from Jay Higgs then. Now has Brooksy got the pace then? Can he home onto the back of New Potato and the catch and keep him in 3 seconds? So he's got to keep Dr. Troops in 3 seconds as well. Lap 33 in this race, and there are the penalties then. 3 seconds for the top two. Then we got third and fourth. No penalties at all. TK's got a penalty. Both Williamsons have got penalties as well. Slayer hasn't got any penalties, but at the moment he's too far back to make the most of that. Then we got Vintage with 5 seconds there. Here comes Kiki again. Then these two battling then is really helping New Potato to extend his advantage and maybe get onto the podium here. Brooksy going to go back up and under that. And look at this, and now Brooksy is got the momentum, he's got the position, and here comes TK as well. TK flying here, and there he goes, he's up the inside, and what's happened? And Brooksy on the outside, Brooksy just about keeping that position. And goodness gracious me, TK was flying there, wasn't he? Goodness me, coming from a different time zone was TK. Magnificent. Using those soft tyres to his advantage there as well. I'm impressed with how long those soft tyres have lasted for. Very good stuff indeed then. It's all about the conditions as well. Marsky left the session, 14 cars in this left in this race, and we're just 4 to go here. New Potato, Brooksy and Kiki for your driver of the day then. Get those votes in, ladies and gents. Dr. True Potts leads the way, but he has a 3 second penalty. New Potato in second there, he has a 3 second penalty, and at the moment then he's down into 4th position here. But Brooksy, TK and Kiki, if they keep fighting, this is going to really help. Oh gosh, this is going to really help. Then Swan Shank's off the circuit there. Oh goodness me, as he's coming back on the circuit now. TK passes and moves up into 3rd position there. He's now got to he has now also got to get that 3 seconds out there, and very much dash off into the distance there. Brooksy's got 100% of the vote so far. I do not have any arguments about that. Apart from Kiki and New Potato have done a good job as well. I think the Kiki definitely deserves a mention. I think both those two drove a superb job tonight. I've done a good job tonight. Really great stuff indeed there. Jay Higgs got a penalty there. That could be costly. It's not at the moment, no, is it? But that might be costly later on in this race. I'll say later on. We haven't got much left at all, have we? There 14 runners and riders left in this one. 3 laps to go. What has been a very action-packed race there. But look, I think as TK is very much... Brooks has got a penalty. Oh, no! And that could cost him that podium here tonight. And Kiki doesn't need to overtake anyone and potentially get second position here. So Kiki just needs to keep it on the straight and narrow, which is easier said than done. I want to allow Brooksy off the leash here. May go for an attackive end then to this Grand Prix for Brooksy. Let's have a look at the inside. Not quite though. 35 out of 36. Excuse me, his laps are flying down. They're counting down quite quickly here, aren't they? I'm going to have a lie down after this one. And this has been quite a brutal race indeed, hasn't it? Very much similar to Moto Combat, hasn't it? Very much brutality. Sorry, that's Halo, isn't it? Doctor, I don't know why I've got a Halo. Don't know why I've got Halo on my brain tonight. There, we got Dr. True Potts there 4 seconds away. Then that is enough. That is enough for him to win the Grand Prix here in Austria, and that is also enough for Dr. True Potts to claim his 3rd Grand Prix win. TK almost off the circuit then, and now Brooksy is going to strike that. He was a bit too far back, but he has momentum here. Is he going to have a look then on the inside? He does. Contact there. Oh no! And goodness me, Brooksy spinning into turn 9 then. I'm wondering then if did TK give him more room? Should have Brooksy backed out and waited for another opportunity to get past that. Slayer now up into first. Brooksy has pitted and quitted out of the race there, and we have now got Kiki up into 2nd position there. The gap is about 2.2 seconds there. He's a 7/10 of a second away at the moment then, as He's about 7/10 of a second away from getting 6th position. Here is Dr. True Potts now, and I think that as long as he stays within 3 seconds outside of the window, Kiki, he is going to win the third race, his third race of the season. Then Dr. True Potts, a brilliant drive indeed then for Dr. True Potts. Whilst more anarchy behind him, Dr. True Potts has driven a serene race then, and he comes out of the final turn now, and Dr. True Potts wins his third race win of the season. He wins the Austrian Grand Prix, and that is a superlative drive from Dr. True Potts. Absolutely making something. Kiki in second today. Great drive from Kiki. New Potato just about finishes on the podium in third, with TK in fourth. Duncan Dave is now sixth, because Slayer is in fifth position there. As we have got 13 drivers left in this race then, which has been a doozy of a race then. And some very interesting results as well. Scooby Stew outside the points by 7/10 of a second. Goodness gracious me, disappointed there for Scooby Stew. Great points for Sick as Mutt there to get 6 points on his account there. Smithy Almighty never giving up as well and getting 2 points onto his account there. Good stuff indeed. So we got joint driver of the day between Brooksy and Kiki there. As we're just now watching Dr. True Potts who's taking it all in his stride, isn't it? Oh, goodness me. And, well, that is that then. And that's the end of the Formula 1 action around Austria. And I must say, I think that, well, I think with some of the stuff we've seen, I think they're probably happy to see the back of Austria, certainly. Which I'm quite disappointed to say, to be honest, because usually it's one of my favourite races of the season. But it's been a very, very difficult watch at times, hasn't it, over the past 3 days, as the drivers on the podium celebrates. Really well done indeed. And of course, is that New Potato then with that beautiful Ferrari special overall Ferrari overalls then. I'll get there eventually. Let's take a follow look at the classification then from the Austrian Grand Prix. Dr. True Potts, his third race win of the season, his third race win in 7 races as well. Dr. True Potts is on a rich run of form at the moment now. That is the same amount of wins as New Potato now. That is looking very interesting indeed. Kiki, great drive to second today, and I think it was between Brooks and Kiki for drive today, but Kiki probably edged it for me. He's in third, second today. New Potato, great drive to third. TK in fourth with Slayer in fifth. Duncan Dave, great drive to sixth. As is Sick as Mike then. Higgs gets the fast lap and 8th position. Smith Mighty 9th for Vintage in 10th position. Scooby Stew, so unlucky to be in them for Serious Motion 12th. Swan Shanks 13th. Retirements, Brooksy, Kaz, Marsky, Vessier, Styles, Moomin and Alibi all retired from the Austrian Grand Prix. And, well, that's the sprint and the Grand Prix done itself. I must say, if anyone's waiting to be asked about the sprint, I've got to say I can't remember what has occurred there. But let's go to Dr. True Potts first, shall we? Dr. True Potts, that's an absolutely superlative race today. I think that it was getting very, very fine margins in the sprint, but today in the Grand Prix itself, you was very much commanding the front there. Talk us about your race then, and I bet you're overjoyed with that result.
Yeah, the sprint was well, I could have won the sprint, but I got hit in the back, I think, by TK. So I had to start P4, I believe. Then I had a good start, and I don't remember a lot from the race, to be honest, because it was a bit chaotic, a lot of safety cars.
And talking on the safety car, yeah, I'll say there's me saying that it might have been a serene drive for you. There was a lot of safety cars, and I bet that very much threw some curveballs in there. So when the safety car came out, did you? I doubt you would have panicked, but did you panic for a minute? Was you questioning what you wanted to do?
No, the first safety car came pretty early, so I would stay out because there was no point boxing, and the second safety car came around the pit window, and the third safety car. When was the third safety car again? Well, I stayed out, so.
I can't remember either, to be honest. But and then of course you had a 3 second penalty as well, then, which might have been the only blemish to your record today in terms of that performance. So was you concerned when that 3 second penalty came out? Because especially with that late safety car, did you think that this is going to be you're going to struggle to get that 3 second gap on your competitors?
Well, I got the 3 second time penalty really early, so um, I thought I could maybe get six. I had five warnings in the end as well, but um, I had the gap of like 4 seconds anyway in the end because people were battling behind me, and then they all got penalties. So
All sorted then, and of course, you got another win now, and you're very much starting to become on the heels of New Potato and Vessier. Vessier got a DNF today, unfortunately, and New Potato, you did outscore New Potato as well by 10 points. Then you're coming for those two in the championship, then going on to the British Grand Prix. What are you feeling then? I bet you're loving life at the moment.
yeah, I'm in a good flow now. I was like 23 points behind Professor, so I think I'm above him now. So that's good.
Really good stuff indeed. Then, and how are you feeling going into the British Grand Prix next week?
Um, well, Silverstone's not really a good track of me to be honest. So, but I'll get the best result.
Brilliant stuff indeed, and that's what good drivers do. Fantastic stuff today, True Potts. Brilliant job. Third Grand Prix win of the season, and of course, 4 pole positions as well. Magnificent stuff indeed. Let's come to Kiki, second stage. Absolutely superb drive today, Kiki. You looked on it right from the get-go. You've always been a good qualifier. You've had 2 pole positions in your career, but today you put it all together then with a brilliant second there. But it was getting very tense towards the end there between yourself, Brooksy, New Potato. How was you feeling in the car? I bet you was a bit flustered, were you?
I was a bit nervous at first, like, because I seen Troop had 3 seconds, and I was second at the time, and I was like, I'm going to catch him. But a new potato caught me, and Brooksy caught me, then he overtook me, and then, yeah, just battling with TK as well at the end to try and get new potato 3 seconds, and obviously I did. So I'm happy about that.
And of course, you had no penalties at all then, which is absolutely a victory in of itself. And how did you do that? Have you got a secret then, just to keep you in the white lines? Because a lot of drivers have really struggled with that over the last couple of days.
No, not really. I had 2 warnings, so I was just trying to calm it down the last couple of laps. So once seeing everyone got 3 seconds, I was like, if I don't get a penalty, then I'm going to move up a couple of places. Then obviously I came second, so I'm happy about that. First podium at ALR, like, so happy days.
And I've always said that because I remember you've got 2 pole positions in your career now. You've been really good in qualifying, but it does unravel in the race then. But today you had the whole package then. You were really good in qualifying, the sprint, and the Grand Prix itself. Then, is it? Do you love this track, or is this a new Kiki we're going to see?
Well, I used to probably a new Kiki, hopefully. I used to play on the TV, but now I play on the monitor, so it's a lot different for me. So I think playing on the monitor is a lot better because even in the last race I didn't crash out neither, which I normally do. So yeah, hopefully this monitor's helping me. Hopefully.
And then, of course, as well, if this is a new Kiki, do you think then it's what is the aims for the remainder of the season? Then, have you thought that far ahead then, or are you just taking it race by race then and just enjoying the moment?
Just race by race at the moment. Hopefully, start getting some more podiums. Maybe a win. Who knows? But obviously, you've got like Troop, New Potato, TK, who are all fast. So yeah, it's hard with them in the league.
Keep those penalties down, and I'm sure that you'll be there. Fantastic stuff today, Kiki. Your best result of your career, and as you said, your first podium as well. Absolutely fantastic stuff. A
uh,
new potato then, who got the 6th podium of the season tonight as well. Then, as he is very much keeping a calm head then when when it seems to be all anarchy around him. New potato, you finished third today, and I must say that at the time I didn't think he was very much in the fight there because he was always sitting like behind the front runners there. But how wrong was I then? You was very much biding your time by the looks of things.
Oh, the sprint race just went belly up. I got caught in turn one. I went on trying to keep it nice and clean, but as usual, I got clipped. I don't know who it was. So I just kept going. And then I had a nice battle with Kiki and Jake Slayer and Brooks Instant. So I enjoyed that. But congrats to Trips and Kiki in the top two. Like.
And talks about that sprint race as well, actually, because you did, yeah, unfortunately, you did spin. Well, you didn't get, you got clipped in the turn one then, and was right at the back of the field then. And how difficult was that to keep a level head then? Because you had the sprint and the Grand Prix to come in Southend. I bet there's all kind of emotions in the cockpit then at the time.
There was, to be honest, I was angry, but what do? Sean? You just had to keep tootling on, and then I seen as I caught the pack, there were 6 cars in front of me, so I think I got 4 or 5 of them in the one corner, so it wasn't too bad. I think someone spun and held them up, and I just nipped up the inside, so I got them quite easy there. But no, I enjoyed that overall. I hate that track, detest that track.
It seems like a lot of people do, to be honest. There's been some very interesting races over the past couple of days, and of course, with that penalty towards the end as well. Then, which may have put a dampener on things. Then, but do you think that this is more of a minimising the loss then in terms of your championship battle today? Do you think are you happy with this podium result?
I'm happy with what I got because, to be honest, I wasn't expecting to finish this race. Me and Austria don't get on too good with a lot of DNFs, so I was happy enough just to get as many points as possible and try and stay ahead. But Trips is gathering up fast as well.
Indeed, yeah, the vultures are very much circling, aren't they? Vessier's
Yeah.
had a bit of a bumpy ride at the moment. Dr. Troops is starting to fly up, and TK is also starting to get some good results in as well. However, your consistency has been second to none this season, and you've been rattling off the podiums there. But Dr. Troops also been rattling off the podiums as well. Then, who do you class as your major championship rival at the moment? Then, or can't you say at this moment in time? Do you have to keep an eye out for all of them?
Trips and TK is my main rivals, I would say, because those two's fast. I'm just going to keep coming and joining every Tuesday night and try and score win the points and see how it goes.
Cool as a cucumber. I love that indeed. Well done today, New Potato. Well done to Kiki on his best result of his career. And well done to Dr. Truepots, who got his third Grand Prix win of the season. That's it for Formula 1 in Austria. And usually I don't say this, but I'm kind of glad to see the back end of Austria for Formula 1. However, Formula 2 is going to be back tomorrow night. And I'm sure we're going to be in for some more anarchy. So I'm going to have to get me old, shirt washed, I think, then, because it's going to be another sweaty one. See you tomorrow night then for Formula 2.